Okay, so optical character recognition, OCR, i.e. extracting text with GPT-4 Vision has generally been quite impressive. So let's see what it does with this. I'm especially interested, what it does with these superscripts and subscripts and also these arrows. So let's see. Okay, it's inferred what type of text it is, so we'll just wait for it to finish opening the text and then I'll copy and paste it somewhere else. I'm going to copy and paste it in here. When it's done, is it done? It is done. It is not done. Oh, here it goes. That's an interesting observation at the end. If we copy code, let's paste this all in here, and there we compare. Okay. So it doesn't seem to have gotten this blob of text up here. The page number, I don't see it. Attributed to Richard Feynman, declares that whatever is not expressly forbidden is mandatory. The absence of mu on to E plus gamma suggests a law of conservation of mu-ness. But then how do we explain the observed decays mu to E plus? Okay, let me just increase the text size here a bit just to see. I can't tell if that's like a special plus or what. Okay, it's just the spacing's a bit weird. It got the overbar here. Now these mu's are coming in as v's. They're not mu's, the Greek symbol. Sorry, nu, not v. The answer occurred to a number of people in the late 1950s and early 1960s. 14. It got a semicolon instead of a colon. Suppose there are two different kinds of neutrino, one associated with the electron, nu sub e. Okay, so it did not get that this was a subscript, and one with the muon. If we assign a muon number, so it doesn't seem to be getting the subscripts, at least in this size of text, and refine the conservation. Should I go through that more carefully? If we assign the muon number, L mu, to +1, or +1 to mu minus, and nu sub u, and L sub mu equals -1 to mu plus, and anti nu mu. Yeah, so it gets the overbars. And at the same time, an electron number, L sub e to +1, blah, 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 and -1, and refine the conservation of lepton number into two separate laws. Conservation of electron number and conservation of muon number. We can then account for all allowed and forbidden processes. Neutron beta decay becomes... Okay, so it's gotten all of the pluses and minuses and overbars, which is good. Because it would be hard to capture that. Like if that were missing, what do you do? but the superscripts and subscripts, it's not marking as superscripts or subscripts. Now it's hard to see how you do that in text. So I think I'll have a follow-up question of paying attention to superscripts and subscripts. Okay. Okay, so it's getting Greek symbols, except that new is being interpreted as V. It's getting overbars. It hasn't missed any of the pluses or minuses, but it's not marking superscripts and subscripts, although it is extracting the characters. I mean, that's pretty good. Now here for the references, look, these aren't lined up. So this should be 1.17. Both of these should be 1.18. And both of these should be 1.19. So that's wrong here. So it might be difficult. Like if you were trying to extract the label for, these are the labels for the expressions, these formulas. If you were trying to extract that, that might be challenging. Because we already know from my other tests, it doesn't seem to do well with spatial relationships. Okay, so that's very interesting. But let's follow this up with, like, let's see if we can get the superscripts. So let's say that's pretty good, but can you revise the answer so that superscripts and subscripts are extracted? Use LaTeX or other math notation if necessary. And also, let's say, pay careful attention to the difference between V and nu, and the Greek letter nu. Let's see if this helps. Okay, I'm just trying to open an online LaTeX math viewer and equation editor. I could open Overleaf, but historically this one has been simpler. My machine is just dying under the load here. Okay, so here is the equation editor. Let's see if we can get it to fit. All right. Okay, so here, ooh, that looks tempting. Look at that. So 1.17, if we go back to the original image, 1.17, it gets exactly correct. That's great. 1.18, it gets exactly correct. Well, I mean, both of these should be 1.18. And 1.19 is also correct. That's very good. That's great. Okay, so it looks like if you're trying to extract mixed text and kind of specialized notation with superscripts or subscripts, in your prompt, you should make note of the superscripts and subscripts and maybe use LaTeX. The other thing is actually it corrected the V's to be news. Look at that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's so interesting, right? This stuff has frustrating flaws, but it's also kind of magical. If you told me a year ago that I could get some output from a computer and then just say, hey, that's pretty good, but can you revise it in such and such a way? And that it would actually do it successfully. I mean, yeah. Yeah, right?